The Conservative Political Action Conference went on last week, and it's basically a conference of absolute lunatics. So here we have a so-called expert on Islam. Her name is Clare Lopez, and she's from the Center for Security Policy, which sounds super legit, right? Well, let's go ahead and see what you had to say.
The Center for Security Policy has produced 2 reports about the incidence of Sharia in U.S. courts already. Faith communities, interfaith dialogue, where the bridge only goes one way, towards Islam. Our government and national security, which are so deeply penetrated by the Muslim Brotherhood. Local law enforcement, and this is a really important one. The Muslim Brotherhood and some of its front groups are actually training our local police and sheriff's departments. And some of those police and sheriff's departments are turning around and training local Muslim Brotherhood front groups. How's that going to work out? Media, society in general, the workplace, all of these I would call these the pillars of support of American society. These are how the Muslim Brotherhood insinuates Sharia gradually, stealthily into our society.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy what she's saying. I mean, in all seriousness, this reminds me of the old propaganda about the Jews. Oh, the Jews, they run everything. They secretly run the world, and they run all the banks, and what happens is there's a global conspiracy where they're screwing you over, and we need to rise up and fight back against the Jews! That's what all that sounded like. Okay, Sharia is now in U.S. courts. No, it's not. No, it's not. So we have, of course, the First Amendment in the U.S., and as part of the Constitution, we have secularism. So the government cannot impose religious law on anybody. The government has to be neutral on issues of religion. It can't, do an undue burden against religion, but you also can't have religion put into the state and enforced on other people. So this idea, right, yeah, we've set up Sharia courts in Nebraska. That's what's happening. What fucking, how do you think you can get away with saying shit like this? But they do, and in the room with the people they're talking to, they really believe it. Understand, Muslims are less than 1% of the society in the U.S. Even if there was some sort of gigantic effort to take over, and that's what we're going to do, they're going to be able to do it? They're going to succeed in doing it? No, and furthermore, when you actually look at the polling data for American Muslims, you'll find that more American Muslims believe in gay marriage, for example, than white evangelical Christians. So the American Muslim community is significantly less theocratic than the white evangelical community. There's your real threat for Sharia in the United States. Christian Sharia. Over 70% of the U.S. public is Christian. There's, 25% are ultra-right-wing Christian evangelical, and really would like to impose their religion on the state, and they try to do that when it comes to abortion and when it comes to gay marriage and various other issues, but she's up there ranting against Muslims and Sharia like that's a threat in fucking West Virginia? What kind of bullshit? I mean, you want to talk about drinking the Kool-Aid and chugging it. I'm scared of the Muslims! Oh my God, the Muslims are going to take over in the U.S. I'm so scared. Then she says the government is penetrated by the Muslim Brotherhood. This is in allusion to Obama when they said Huma Abedin is a secret Muslim Brotherhood agent. They've probably said the same thing about Keith Ellison, who's part of the fucking Progressive Caucus, and he's a Muslim. See, that's all they see. Muslim, that's it. That's his whole identity. Everything is tied to that, and we're going to take our worst possible interpretation of that and project it onto him. Even though this is a guy who's fought for the people way more than any of these crazies at CPAC have. And again, at CPAC, you're talking to more people in the audience who believe in theocracy than if you were talking to the Muslim community. And you're acting like Islamic theocracy, aka Sharia, is taking over. And then my favorite is the Muslim Brotherhood are taking over the police. Okay, we have problems when it comes to police in the U.S., do we not? I mean, they're certainly hyper-militarized. They have a lot of weapons that are used during wartime. We don't have community oversight and civilian review boards. We don't have de-escalation training as, stress on that so that we stop killing innocent people. We have the drug war, which means that the police are basically an occupying army in many respects in many cities across the country. So we have a lot of problems there. But what she does is makes up a problem. The Muslim Brotherhood has taken over, right, yeah. The Muslim Brotherhood has taken over police in America. I'd love for somebody, get me the stats, guys. I'd love for somebody, what percentage of police are even Muslim? Again, if it's less than 1% of the population, it's probably less than 1% police departments too. This is it's a sick joke, man. And this stuff, we're making fun of it and we mock it, but it is dangerous. Because there are people out there who are unhinged, who already believe, oh, the Muslims done take over. And then what happens? There was a story just the other day, a guy, I think he walked into a bar, and there were 2 Indian men sitting there, and he just killed one of them. Shot at the other one, killed one Indian guy. Then he went to a different place. He went to an Applebee's nearby, and he told the bartender, I just took out a Middle Easterner. So, obviously Indian is South Asian, but he just looked at him, oh, he's got dark skin, he's brown, I'm going to kill him. And he killed him. And, just obvious hate crime, obviously thought, oh, man, this might be one of them Sharia sons and bitches, let me kill him. I mean, the irony is overwhelming. You're talking to a room full of people who, by and large, cheered on the Iraq War and the War on Terror, and they love George W. Bush's hawkish policies. And now they go up there and they feign concern about a non-existent Sharia takeover in the U.S. and violent Muslims. Look in the fucking mirror. More of you guys support theocracy than American Muslims, and more of you support violence because you were cheering on the Iraq War, and virtually everybody in that room is for the death penalty. So we're pro-life, and by that I mean let's kill people. Yeah. So you're all idiots. I'm done with your propaganda and your bullshit, and pump your brakes because this kind of rhetoric is dangerous apart from being just totally wantonly untrue.